What's going on, boys and girls? How's it going, JPL? How's it going, Chris Gray? I hope your boys are getting fucking battered. What's going on, boys and girls? Frankie is Savage Goon. How you doing, man? What's good, Big Ank? I didn't realize that you were Anakin MMA. You know, it took me a little while to figure that out. I'm not a very good detective, as you know. I loved that video earlier, though, man. It was funny as fuck. Your rebrands, though, I've got to keep a better track of. But how you doing, this Nacho? I hope you're well, man. I'm just gonna hang out for a little while tonight because Bodak's doing his weekly quiz. So I figured I'd jump on and do a little pre-show for him. I think Musical's doing one as well. So hopefully you should get a nice lift on Thursday. But I got home just like half an hour ago, so I'm pretty beat. So I'll probably hang around for about an hour and then yeah, dudes. Chat a little bit of dog shit as always. And then we'll head over to Bodak. I'm good, man. I just woke up making some breakfast. Being in Australia must be amazing. It must be amazing, my man, especially for those fight cards. I'm good, man. Work's been a little tough this week. It's been kicking my ass, but it's not been too bad. Like my work is tiring and stressful, but it's kind of funny. So I'll take it. It's probably the best job or the funnest job I've ever had. So I can't complain. How you doing, Westy? What's good, man? Are you at work yourself? Hope you're very well. I just felt like coming on and talking about this this Gaethje situation pissed me off quite a bit, but I'll get into that a little bit later. How's everyone's days going? How's your Thursday? Anyone had any crazy shit happen this week that they want to share? So on and so forth. That's about it, really. Just been a pretty wild week that I can't really get too deep into, but looking forward to this weekend. Yeah, for another hour. You're still on the ground, yeah? I'm assuming. You're quickly becoming one of my favorite streamers, bro. Something about your face, voice, I find comfort in. You know what? Yeah, I'm getting that a lot lately. I think it's because I'm more relaxed than I have been in a while, and I guess this just feels like mates hanging out and talking bullshit. It never really gets too fiery or wild in here. I don't start losing my shit and screaming, which a lot of YouTubers do. I'm too old for that shit, and I'll feel it in my throat for like a week, so it just doesn't benefit me in any way. But I appreciate this Nacho. I know you're a good one to have along, and I've obviously been seeing you around in Dougie's for a while, so I really appreciate having you here. Any more co-workers lost fingers this week? No, but there have been some developments on that one. Apparently, she's suing the university, or could be suing the university, and from what the early prelim talks are, she could get upwards of $500,000. And I hope she does, because if I lost a finger, I'd like to be able to say, well, yeah, my finger's gone, but look at my fucking house. But no more fingers lost. We did have a few like bumps and bruises. Some of the students have been bringing in fucking skateboards and scooters and shit. So there's always danger around every corner. There's been a few like, inappropriate things going on. One kid did something really disgusting with a condom that I don't really want to talk about. But yeah, pretty standard week where I'm from. Created a man cave in the attic still. What are you going to include in your man cave? This Nacho, I'm going to tell you, she needed to be convinced, to do that. She's one of those people who's like, she's a team player. and she's like, "Oh, it was an accident. It will be fine. I'll be in tomorrow." Nah, love. Take as much time off as you need and consult a lawyer because these people have fucked you about. They should have kept things a lot more safe. You lost a finger, you know? You need to be getting paid. Because I certainly would be going down that route. Accident or not, that could have been prevented. Show me the money. But yeah, outside of that, man, everything's cool. The annoying thing about it, I don't mean to sound like a selfish cunt out here, but with her being off, I'm covering all her classes and I'm not getting any more money. So being the selfish prick I am, I'm not too chuffed about that, but she's doing the right thing. Oh, it's not my man cave, it's a job for a frequent flyer customer. Every man needs a man cave. I don't know what I would do without this space. I probably would have killed somebody in the house. I'm not going to mention who. But I think it's necessary for every man to have. This is why men need to think. Whenever you buy a house and there's somebody else involved in buying that house with that person, you need to make sure that you have a little tiny room that isn't big enough to do anything substantial with, but is the perfect size for you to go and hide. It's Frankie's advice for the week. Sue for compo as well, Frank. I could probably do it for emotional distress. I've seen and heard some shit that I can never take back. I can never delete from my memory. But the thing is, though, it's like I said, man, I've got to be honest. It's funny. It's funny working there. What's up, Andrew? You're the pimp, sir. I love how you enter my chat. It's glorious. I hope you're doing well, Andy, sir. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Hiding is essential in any relationship. They don't teach you that. There's no books that teach you that. You need somewhere to disappear to if your relationship's going to survive. I figured, yeah, the key figure, you need to be around the other person about 10% of the time. That's the key to victory. If you can get it down to 5, you're onto a good thing. Because being around each other too much, I don't care how well you get along with somebody. If you're in somebody's face too much, eventually you're gonna want to fucking rip their head off and shove it up their ass. So don't do it. And men are much better at being alone as well. I've never understood this compunction of women to want to be around me in particular all the time. I don't even like being around myself, which is why I sleep as much as I do. I hate being in my own head. So I don't know why somebody would want to hang around with me 24/7. It's weird. I'm not that great. How you doing, Kloss? What's good, my man? Kloss, shout out to you again for popping on Sunday. I've got to get you on sometime where it's just you and then we can say in the thumbnail with appearance by Dominic Reyes, and then we can trick people into coming in. If you can do like a Dominic Reyes voice, especially, that'd be incredible. I think we could trick a lot of people. But yes, I am a bloody wanker. I'd hang out with you, Frankie. Cheddar, I love you too, bro. You fucking legend. My ancestry says I'm 0.1 Nigerian. I'm not sure about all this ancestry stuff. I'm really not. I'm starting to think it's all bullshit. I reckon you should try another one. Try another company and see if it says the same shit. I bet it doesn't. Because everyone's got this mad fucking mix of like everything. I don't mean to be racist or anything, but do you see anything Nigerian in these features? I bet you I'm like 4% or something. I put money on it. Frankie, we are hanging out this summer, bruv. Abso-fucking-lutely. I'm gonna hang around in the UK just for you, bro. Some of my friends are suggesting we should actually, do you know, it's a long summer. Some of my mates are suggesting we go to either Colombia or Vietnam. I've got to fit one of the two in, but I'll only be going for like 2 weeks if I do go. Isn't there a UK Meet for International Fight Week? This is the word on the street, Bodak, and I've heard that you're going to be there as well. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to wear your mask and get up for the entire 3 days, but we'll make it work. Where is the best place to get in contact with you to plan this Poland trip? Discord or Twitter would be the start, and then I'll give you my number. I see Ugandan in ya. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. The lower half is Ugandan, you know what I'm saying? Sup, brother? How you doing, Moody? I haven't seen you in a hot second. Can everyone in here subscribe to Sean motherfucking Moody? He's got a very young channel at the moment, but it's slowly building. Let's give this man a boost. Nothing but love, Mad Moody. Hope you're well, brother. How often do you drink, Frankie? I had stopped for years, and then the last couple of years, I've been enjoying the bevies a bit too much. Trying to cut back to once or twice a fortnight. Mate, I stopped drinking 6 months ago. So I've told this story a couple of times on this stream, but fuck it. It's my airtime. I'll do what the fuck I want with it. Basically, I was in Bangkok last October. I had a couple of bevies before my 40th birthday. And by that, I mean, a liter and a half of whiskey, the finest vintage. And I got absolutely fucked off my nut, mate. And I could not, I couldn't recover for like 3-4 days. I was fucked. I was still like drunk for like another day and a half, but then the hangover kicked in and that was another 3 days. And it just occurred to me, I'm too old for this shit. I Murtocked the entire thing up. So I threw the vape kit away and stopped drinking from that day on. And I haven't had a sip since. And my life has been hell ever since. How you doing, JPL? Shout out to you. Frankie looks like a white version of Marlo from The Wire. I'm not sure how to take that, I'll be honest. It's a scary motherfucker right there. I can see Colombia being lovely. Cough, cough, big booty Latinas. My friend sent me a list of all the places that have the most sexually satisfied people. Not one fucking white country on it. Top 15, no white countries to be found. So there's also a lesson in that for you boys. If you're not doing Asian, Latina is the way to go. Islam is waiting for JDM to win in May, so Islam can fight for the 170 belt in October or September. MDQ, I do not think that is a terrible shout, mate. And I'm gonna double. I honestly think, yeah, I honestly think he would have fought Bilal as well. I think he would have. He doesn't see him as a brother, and he knows he'd beat the fuck out of him as well. It was one of those things where I can tell he was very upset when Bilal won. Because it was kind of like, oh, I guess I can't fight. He would have fought him. It was when Bilal came out and, oh, he's my mate, he's my brother, all this. And then he's like, oh, fuck. He guilted him out of doing it. The trouble with that, MDQ, is I think Bilal Muhammad is going to curb stomp JDM as much as I hate to admit it. And I hate Bilal Muhammad. I think he's going to beat him. I think Bilal Muhammad's going to defend the belt at least a few times. Well, until he bumps into Shavkat, and he might even beat him as well. Vietnam scares me, even though they're all under 5'3". Well, as a white person or not, I don't know if you're white or not. I've got no idea. But as a person from that side of the world, America, Canada, there may be some animosity there. Do you know what I'm saying? Some undercover animosity where you might get fucked over. So I can understand the fear. Orange Cat MMA, how you doing, bro? A free 4-day hangover. Shout out to Orange Cat MMA. Recently got over 1,000 subs. Give that lad a shout and subscribe to him. Bro, it was brutal. It was brutal. I felt like dog shit for a solid few days, 3-4 days. And I just thought, I'm done feeling like this. And you boys know, because when I used to do live streams on here, I used to drink a fucking liter bottle of whiskey during a stream. It would take me like, over the course of 4 or 5 hours, I would drink I'm talking about fat bottle vintage, and I would get off so I was drinking every week at the very least. But it was that moment I just realized, man. And so I had to spend like a quarter of the trip just recovering. Such a waste. But then if you're not drinking in Bangkok, there's kind of no point being there. Good work, my brother. I try not to overindulge. Don't wake up with hangovers or anything, but still, it's obviously not great for me. The thing is, yeah, I found as well, Nacho, that like when I mix my drinks, my hangovers are way worse. So I got away with it for a few years where I was just drinking straight, but that doesn't even work for me anymore. So when I do eventually go back to drinking, and I will, because I'm going to Manila next month, I have to drink there, or else it'll be shit. I think I'm just gonna stick to the beers, and I'll just get slowly dazzled as opposed to getting utterly obliterated. Because I don't know how to slow roll anything. I'm a go hard, go fast, go home kind of guy. Nothing beats Latinas in my opinion. I thought you were an Apple enthusiast. Latinas are are top of the tree. I mean, any sane individual knows that. JDM JDM's will to win is second to none. His animalistic scream in the corner before the third round against Burns, when his corner said he needs a finish, and he screams, still give me one of the most underrated moments in MMA. And I will say this about JDM: he won't give up. He's somebody that always goes for the finish. I question the gas tank. However, he's not gonna allow Bilal to push him back. I'm saying this in the hope that I'm wrong. I really want to be wrong. I hate Bilal Muhammad so much. I can't even begin to describe how much I detest that ugly scumbag. And I want to see him get banged out. And JDM would be the perfect person to do that, because then we get JDM versus Shavkat, which would just be amazing. The thing is though, it's already over because Bilal Muhammad is a champion and nobody can ever take that away from him. But it's a lesson to us all, guys. Any of us can do anything ever. We can achieve, if that cunt can become a champion, then we can all do whatever the fuck we want. Any woman is better than black woman. Yes, Torrin. I kind of agree with that. But I'll be real with you, Torrin. I put black women and white women on the same level. I'd rather stick my dick in a beehive, to be honest. Just drink beer, no hangover. It depends how much you drink, though. Like I said, man, I'm 40 years old, mate. It's rough. I'm gonna have to slow roll. I need to find a drink that suits me, and just gradually, you know. Frankie, I thought Frankie, I thought you already found out my deep dark secret that I'm secretly a white boy after I exposed myself saying I'm gonna see Jerry. I didn't hear you say that. That's a dead giveaway. That is a dead. Is Bunlal your most hated fighter? Him and Juliana Pena, I'd say, are tied for that prize. I'd say Juliana Pena I slightly hate more, because she's an insufferable cunt as well. Yeah, white bunnies are my number one brother, but that's you're definitely black, you know. If you're a white men never say they like white women, because we know how just difficult they are to deal with. They got weird pussies as well. But that's only because we've got no damn Latinas in Canada. I mean, why the fuck would they hang around up there? No offense. The last place they would go. Save all the black women for me. Yeah, I mean, Kloss, you're a filthy animal, mate. I'll be honest. But I get where you're coming from. Your theory has me all turned around. Your approach to how you do things is magic. Charles the Bronx said he wants to return at UFC 313. Who does he fight? He's in a very tough position. I think with Charles the Bronx, they should do him versus Max Holloway. He's got that loss on his record. And even though Holloway's coming off a loss, it wasn't a championship fight. And the fact that Charles the Bronx has leveled up so much, and so has Max, to be fair to him, it would be a good legacy fight to get back. And I honestly think that Charles the Bronx would beat him this time. So I think he does that, and then he's kind of undeniable for a title shot, I think. I go with that. But I'm very unhappy with the way things are going now, because the way that Gaethje's camp is talking and the way that Makhachev's camp is talking, they might do that fight. Islam Makhachev is the luckiest cunt ever. He's just going to get a series of fights that, against fighters that his daddy Khabib has already beaten up. It's a disgrace. I don't. I know you. I know Nacho. I know you think he'd fight JDM. I don't even think he would. Statistically, Australian. Sorry, one second. I just lost that. Statistically, Australian white girls are the biggest sluts in the world. Is that true? But what's the point? I mean, in my view, it's like, I mean, it's all nice being slutty and everything, but I just need. I find white women disgusting. I'll be honest. They've got weird vaginas and they've got an attitude problem in general. They don't make white women like they used to. Passive, shut up, do what you do what you say, not what you're told, that kind of thing. Do do what I say, do what you're told. They don't exist anymore. It's a fucking shame. But saying you don't like white women is cope. Literally every race of women try to look as white as possible. I genuinely don't. I'm not attracted to white women. I never have been. Never ever. And it's weird as well because you're right. A lot of Asians in particular, they do everything they can to appear white or whiter. But it's because of the indoctrination they've gone through. They've been brain fucked by advertising and obviously whites having control over everything for a very long time. Bullshit. I'm white and not only white women, not racist. That's just what I'm into. It's fine. I get that. I get that. A lot of people are just attracted to certain features. I find white women generally disgusting on all levels. I'm just being honest. Yeah, The Secret was going to come out soon anyway because I'm going to do my first stream on St. Patrick's Day for the Food Channel. You fucking ledge. I cannot wait to see that. You will have the full support of. You'll have my full 12 subscribers behind you, or my 12 active subscribers behind you. Yeah, Oliveira versus Holloway for the BMF. That's exactly what I would do. I do Holloway versus again because it's kind of again it's not a title fight, but some retards see it that way. You do that, you know. You go for the title fight, and then you go for the BMF fight, and you add some excitement to it. That's a guaranteed banger all day long. So yeah, I like that fight, and then I want to see Makhachev. Here's the thing with Makhachev, right? I know they're talking about Gaethje. I don't think Charles Oliveira. I don't want to see that fight again. It's another layup for. It's got to be Arman Sarukian. It can't be Gaethje. I hate the idea of it. I don't want to see Max Holloway. Even Ilia Topuria, I don't want to see that yet because I think Ilia Topuria is too small for him. Arman Sarukian, I think, is legit. The big Lane, I'm so sorry. I just realized you messaged me a second ago, and I got into a ramble as I usually do. How you doing, Lane? You beautiful, beautiful motherfucker. How are you? I hope you're Jewish, class. Um, as a white man, I love white women, and I want my children and grandchildren and great grandchildren, children also, to also like white women. Like I said, man, each to their own. I'm not saying fuck white women, like don't go out with them. I mean, I kind of say that, but like they're just not for me. I fucking despise them. Maybe it's UK white women that I'm disgusted by, but I'm sick of them. In fact, I'm not even sick of them. I never really got into them in the first place. My very first like high school girlfriend was a white girl, and she was actually all right. But like, I just hate them. No way white women be more obnoxious and uptight than black women. Well, but the thing is though, at least with black women, at least black women have some junk in the trunk. Let's put it that way. So you get that at least. At least you get a couple of smashes before you kick them out, a decent smashes. Whereas with white women, you get you know, it's not the same in that department. And it's just yap, yap, yap. Give me this, give me that. And I'm not up for that. I'm attracted to all hot women of any race. No discrimination when it comes to the sniz. I mean, Nacho, let's not get confused here. Like, if a ridiculously hot white woman put it up on a platter and I was available, of course I'm gonna smash. But I'm not gonna go out of my way. Whereas I'll go out of my way to do some acrobatic shit with an Asian hottie. How's it going, Jax? How you doing, my brother? Shout out to Making the Walk MMA. So wait, Joe Hogan, you've got 50.3% Irish and British, 23.1% French and German. That tracks. Eastern European, broadly European, Indigenous American, 0.2. These tests are bullshit. Get another one, and I guarantee it's different. From another company, they're talking bullshit. XOXO. Yo, what's up, Frankie? I've been liking your channel recently and telling people to you beautiful bastard. I don't know why you do that. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate having each and every one of you in here. I still can't figure out why you are here, but I'm going to take it. The most popular skincare products in Asia are creams that whiten the skin, and in Europe, it's fake tan. It's weird. Boda, this is what I'm saying. Everyone just wants to be. It's always it's the grass is greener on the other side syndrome, ain't it? It just is. Everyone's insecure. If you're white, you see the other side as exotic. If you're on the exotic side, you see white people as perfect porcelain creatures. It's bizarre. Just be happy with who you are. Do you have a good relationship with your mum, Frankie? Could be part of your disdain for white men. I have a sensational relationship with my mum. I think she's the greatest thing that was ever made. The greatest creation ever. I love my mum. I think she's awesome. So I don't think that has any bearing on it whatsoever. I've just had very negative I've just had very negative interactions. And bear in mind, this is UK white women I'm talking about. I just find them entitled, annoying cunts. There's no other better way of putting it. It's like the thing is, yeah, white women in this country are both they're very rarely in perfect shape. They want to make more money than you do, but spend all of your money. And then it's just this. It's this. Oh no! It's like shut the fuck. I don't like talking. Shut up. Make me a sandwich. Shut your mouth. Whites with tans can afford holidays. Asians with less tan don't work in a field. You see, Betty, this is exactly what it comes down to. You've hit the nail on the head there. The reason why Asians don't like to be darker is because it gives the impression of poverty, or I worked in a farm, or I work outside, whereas working inside gives the impression that you're not directly in the sunlight. It has a lot to do with that as well. I do think indoctrination has a lot to do with it as well. Black women would rather talk on the phone with their chicken head friends while I play 2K. That's the most incredibly brilliant sentence that has ever been uttered in here. Shout out to you. No quiz today, Bodak. Bodak is going on in approximately 35 minutes, which is why I'm doing this stream in the first place. This is the pre-Bodak welcoming committee. Yo, I'm going to try a few different tests. I think you should. And you know what? Yeah, I'm going to try one as well. I'll send one off in the next couple of days or weeks, say. Let's be realistic. And we'll see how it goes. If I get any fucking Nigerian in there, I'm tearing it up. Not that I have anything against that, but I'll know it's bullshit. Who does Hooker fight at 317? Rebook the Gaethje fight. Stop fucking about. Gaethje should not be fighting for a title. Dan Hooker should be fighting Justin Gaethje again. Guaranteed banger, and both of them don't deserve to be anywhere near a title right now. Put them back in the cage together. Gaethje talking about going in and fighting Makhachev is the most ridiculous nonsense to me. Again, it's just stupid. But before the Max Holloway fight, I said that Gaethje deserved a title shot as much as I hated it. But now we got chinned. Sorry, mate. Back of the line. Do you ever want to move to the USA? I might. It's been discussed. It's been discussed. So I don't know. I would have to go somewhere that isn't so gun heavy though. Because I'm a pussy. Torrin Brown, are you being a turd? We love Torrin Brown. Why can't you stand your mum, Torrin? I don't want to get too personal, but since you brought it up, being white is pretty awesome. I can be pale as fuck in the winter and really tan in the summer. I tell you what, Bay, our generation got fucked over a little bit. Because now it seems there's a lot of white guilt going around and white privilege is way gone. And just as I was getting ready to enjoy it and have my turn, it's like, nope, everybody else goes in front. So I'm a bit sad, to be honest. But it's still pretty sweet. I mean, it could be worse. Hooker versus Holloway. I want to see Holloway versus Charles. You could put Hooker in as a BMF as well, though. I don't hate that. And Hooker has floated between 145 and 155 before as well, so it's not ridiculous. When you think about it, we whites are the real people of color. I mean, you got a point there. From what I've seen of UK women, they wear a fuckload of makeup and don't stop yapping. This is exactly it. They're just orange yappy bitches. Shut the fuck up and wipe your face off. And then you wake up with one in the morning, your pillows are all fucked, and they're talking. There's no breakfast on the table. Fuck all that. Do you hate blacks? I do not. I grew up around black people. I grew up around mostly black people. Hence why everyone goes on like I'm fucking, you know, am who I am. Preaching the gospel. Yeah. I don't know what that noise was. Do English people really eat clothes of fish and chips? We do eat fish and chips. I don't know about the clothes part. I think somebody might be yanking your chain. They can't do Gaethje versus Islam. Has to be Ilya or Arman. The problem is, mate, is we know how the UFC rides. It's probably going to be that. They'll probably do it. You know, they're angry at Sarukian. They're very angry at they're angry at Sarukian for sure. So he's probably not going to get the shot. I think they might do Gaethje. Ilya's probably not ready yet. He should probably get a big. They're probably going to do Ilya and Dustin Poirier. I don't know. It's messy right now. I dated a Chinese girl once. She had an umbrella for the sun. You son of a bitch. What was the experience like generally? British girls drink way too much, and that's why they're all fat orange bitches. English son. Yeah, like you know, like. Who are the main events for UFC 317? I've got no idea. Frankie, I've got a girl staying who's going to have better picks than 90% of MMA YouTube. Really? I find that very hard to believe, sir. And by the way, I think you've got one step closer to winning our little bet, you scumbag. But remember, the fight has to happen by November, not just be announced. According to Gaethje, the loss doesn't matter because it was only an exhibition fight. I mean, it's like when Conor said only losses by KO count. It's the most ridiculous bullshit I've ever heard. And he's an idiot for saying it. He got flatlined in front of the world by somebody who doesn't really knock people out. It's fucking embarrassing. Texas and Florida are 100% gun states. Indiana too. I guarantee you, yeah, I'd get shot in the face. People hate me, man. It's because I'm beautiful. Haters. You would like the UFC. We have fun all the time. I've been to America many times, but I haven't stayed there for any prolonged period. I think the longest I've been to America is 6 weeks. And I do love it over there. It would be odd if you hated black people. That's very true. That is very true. It would be weird to say I love black people as well. I just love people for who they are. Skin color is unimportant to me. Speaking of breakfast on the table, I just got those nifty trays that I can bring the hubby breakfast in bed. You see what I mean? Crystal Miller is technically Crystal Miller's a white female, but she really behaves like neither of them. So that's why we love Crystal Miller and we allow her to not just allow her, we encourage her to be here. Would you ever go to Africa? Yes, I would. I've been to fake Africa. So like, you know, the northern countries like Egypt and Morocco, but I've never been to the real Africa. I want to go to Ghana because my friends keep telling me it's off the chain. And I do want to visit South Africa at some point. And Kenya as well. My mum raved about Kenya. She said it was awesome. She was there for 4 years. Said it was shit. I honestly thought you were Latino at first till I heard you talk. Yeah, I look Latino, mate. Look at me. It's not the worst thing someone said to me, to be fair. Wait, that's why they're all fat orange bitches. That's the quote of the night. I don't, mate. I need a filter between like here and what comes out of here because Frankie in an MMA fight, who wins? Giuliano versus JVD. I've got no idea. I know what you're trying to do, and it's very clever of you. As far as I know, they're both trained in some capacity. So I'm just gonna leave that. I'm just gonna leave that there. Hands is more fun, to be honest. Frankie, oh yeah, I wouldn't put money on either of them. I mean, I wouldn't enjoy. I mean, I'd enjoy watching them fight. I'll be honest, but as long as it was a friendly sort of who's the better man type thing. Thank you for bringing that up, you son of a bitch. Tino, by the way, shout out to you, you beautiful son of a bitch. I'm so looking forward to Sunday. Nobody else in here gives a fuck about it. Maybe Betty and a few others do. I cannot wait to get bent over again. I can't wait until kickoff, and then I'm going to be shitting my pants. Lucas Tracy dropped a video yesterday bitching about Gaethje potentially fighting Islam. He said Ilya does deserve it more. But I wouldn't put Ilya in there either. It's got to be Arman Sarukian. Listen, the guy was trying to impress a bitch. Maybe not a top shelf bitch, but he was trying to impress. We've all been there. He made a little mistake. You know what I'm saying? Give the man a damn title shot. He's the only one who has a chance in hell of getting it done. Give the man a title shot. He was booked anyway. Dana White's inconsistency in this regard is fucking disgusting to me. There are certain people who get title shot after title shot after title shot, and yet this cunt had one, pulled out of an injury. All right, it was last minute. He still should be first in line, and if not, feed Gaethje to him. I look beautiful sounds gay. Are you? It's been questioned. I mean, I'm still going with no, but I've never tried it, so I'm not really sure. I've seen Latinos who look just like Frankie. To be fair, please send an image my way. I would like to have this confirmed. Would you ever visit? Very clever, Niger. I would. I would. Africa's definitely on the agenda for me, but I feel like I've got to do like Mexico. I've got to do like Mexico and Colombia first, and Peru, because I've heard that's way more wild for me than Gio was having an epic freak off in chat earlier. It was so based. What was that? I missed that one. I was at work. I guess I need to add that onto the. I do love. I very rarely see Giuliano crash out. I d- I definitely thought Frankie was a prepubescent boy when Lane sent me in the link to the chat. I mean, fair play. I'm still waiting for puberty to turn up. Balls are still nicely tucked in. No beards to be seen. No stubble. No one asked you to change your name, Anakin. You're just gloating. Yeah, Anakin, it's been tough for me to keep up, mate. Armin has already fumbled 2 title shots. I have no sympathy for him. I guess you kind of got a point on that one. Because technically, I don't really feel like he concisively beat Charles. And he obviously gave up that one, but there's no one else though, mate. Ilya, you can make a strong argument for, but I'm sick of Makhachev fighting small people. It's not right. Arman turned down a title shot when Islam was booked to fight Charles, who pulled up with the cut, so he fought Volkan short. Fuck Arman. Yeah, I mean, you've got it on that one. You've got me on that one. Zimbabwe's not for the weak. I've heard Uganda's nice though. Zimbabwe's had some troubles recently. I mean, I call it the administration. Let's just say your leaders are a bit fucked up. And you've had some economic issues over the last 10 or 15 years. But I've heard there's still nice things about Zimbabwe. XO, go oil up. Who would win in a boxing match, 6-round boxing match between Good Noodle and Gilly? I'd have to take Gilly very, very strongly on that one by first round KO. And I love Good Noodle, but he doesn't strike me as a very physically imposing individual. So I think Gilly could handle that one. Just being honest. And I love Good Noodle. I think he'd get smashed out. What people fail to understand, Latino or Latina is just an ethnicity, not an actual race. Latin people are a melting pot of people. You have the typical indigenous Latin people, and you have black Latino too. I mean, mate, this is the same as everywhere else. This is the same as everywhere. There's no strict color regime. at all. We're all over the place with it, you know? The whole world is a big fat melting pot these days, and I love it. That's why they can send people who are clearly white as the driven snow a fucking piece of paper that says they're 2% Nigerian, and we go, "All right, yeah, yeah, all right, yeah, yeah." Shut the fuck up, all right? I don't believe any of that shit. And I guarantee you if you send another one off, there's gonna be no Nigerian in it. It'll probably say some other country. Not that there's anything wrong with being Nigerian, I'm just saying. I think they make it up. Frankie go to high school dances still. That's an untrue rumor, sir. That's slander. And you will be hearing from my lawyer. Tom, that sounds kind of base. It wasn't a crash out, it was an orgy. Yeah, it sounds like it sounds like Gilly's getting his he's found the perfect female. She can pick bets and he can send her to the door to go pick up his deliveries and all that. Sounds like he's found an old school one there. Who is XOXO? I'm feeling like the vernacular is sounding kind of familiar. Is Irish a race? Yeah, the greatest race there ever was. Giuliano is the type to rent out an Airbnb for a meetup, then put drugs in everyone's drink and have baby oil everywhere and cameras in the corner. You're really going for the fucking jugular tonight, aren't you, cunt? I guess I'm gonna get no shorts out of this stream. That's fucking dead in the water. That's my entire YouTube career these days. Go on live and just let you degenerates cook, and then hope that the AI produces some half decent shorts for me to keep my channel ticking over. No, Irish is a nationality. It is, but it's really a race though. It really is. I mean, come on. I know races are specifically supposed to be colors, but it's so blind. It's so like, you know, like mixed right now and fluid that, by the way, cunts, like the stream. There's 27 of you in here. I need likes in order to get the channel pushed out so that we can 1 year get to 1,000 subs again. How excited are you for Pena versus Harrison at 316? It's a mixed. I've got mixed emotions about that, Jax, because you know how much I hate Juliana Pena and seeing her fight. But the fact that she's probably going to get absolutely mollywopped fills me with hope. So I'm going to give it a solid C because there is a very minute possibility that Pena somehow does the Homer Simpson on her, gets battered for 3 rounds, then wins the last 2, and then, you know, somehow wins. Why are you ignoring my messages, you little fuckboy? That would be the one I happen to read out, isn't it? I'm really sorry, Colton, man. I didn't see your message. I'm retarded. I can't read very well. How you doing, you nasty little pervert? Stay out of my DMs. I'm not coming over. I know you can't go anywhere near my bumhole, you sick fuck. Irish is a nationality, but it's a white nationality. Not anymore, Joe Hogan. I remember when I used to go to Ireland as a kid, it was strictly that. Now it's not like that. It's very mixed over there. And I have nothing against it. I will be honest though. The first time I heard like an Asian person with an Irish accent, it freaked me out. The first time I was like, what the fuck? It caught me off. I felt a bit racist in that moment. I just wasn't expecting it. Pena Moggs Kayla to become the undisputed GOAT. Pena is the worst champion ever. She's the no, that's incorrect. That's unfair. She's the least skilled human being to ever hold a belt, and she's held it twice. MMA is dog shit. What is a Caucasian? Russian. I used to always think that Caucasian was just white people, but I think it's supposed to mean like from the Caucasus regions, right? I don't fucking know. I'm not a historian. It's a lot of white nationalities: Irish, German, Polish, Italian, Russian, Armenian, Greek, Scottish, etc., etc. That sounds more accurate to me. I like your new name, by the way, Tom the Almighty. It's much easier to find you now when when I'm putting your name in the description. Frankie's going all in on Kayla for sure. It depends on the odds, you know. If it's like minus 400, I'm staying away from that. If I get like minus 175, I might bet my future away on that. It has to be done. Not all white people are the same race. Celts, Gauls, Slavs, etc. 100%. In the same as way as like black, like this, is what I'm saying. Race and all that is kind of it's very hard to define now. It really is all over the shop. It's just a way for us to easily categorize and hate people, I guess. Juliana reminds me of the Alex from Clockwork Orange, but instead of singing in the rain during the cat lady scene, he sings Julia O Mia Karati Prego Salvami Tuchue Se Lo Nuca Mio Amore. That's very gotta love Italian. It's a beautiful language. Spaniards, I suppose, are technically white too. Giuliano is kind of cute, but he's a degenerate. What the fuck is going on here? Frankie, what's your favorite workout? I'd have to go with push-ups, mate. I know it's a boring answer, but it's what I do the most. And I feel like it's kind of the laziest way of getting the most out of the what I like to call the glamour muscles, which are your shoulders, chest, and back. And you get a little bicep workout in there as well. By the way, how are your boys doing? Oh, Man United are winning. Fuck me. I do kind of hope they go through. Just for my and Tottenham are beating the fuck out of AZ Alkmaar as well. Wonderful. And Bruno got 2 pens, and I've got him in my dream team. Fantastic. As I was saying, Cross is live if you need someone to raid. We're actually waiting for the mighty Bodak to go online because I'm not heading off, not quite yet. I love crossover, and if I'd known he was online, I would have raided him. But I've kind of done this is kind of the setup for Bodak's because I want to push Bodak to the moon. Fucking love that dude, and I think his channel is going to be massive one day, and I want to ride those coattails. Thoughts on Clown Show? Um, Clown Show. I don't want to be a prick about this. I don't have anything against the guy. It's just not for me. His brand isn't for me. It's a lot of like arguing, basically. It's just a lot of like, sticking your chest out and saying I'm gonna that whenever I go into a stream, I mean, I'm not one who can talk because mostly when people come in here, we're mostly talking about people's pussies and assholes. So glass houses and all that shit. I just find his brand a little bit um immature. I find the content a little bit immature for my liking, which again is ironic coming from me. But it's just people going in there and raging. That's it. Nobody can bank off being Hispanic. Ah. Clown Show brought you up last stream. I find that highly unlikely, but if he did, I couldn't give a fuck. He has no idea. He doesn't know me. So we just act nice to Clown because he's an emotional retard that would kill himself if we didn't. Like I said, he's I don't have an issue with him. I think the main issue that I have is that he calls out a lot of people and talks about how he's 22-0 in the streets. He's never been on camera, as far as I know. And most of it just seems it's a lot of anger based at the center. I've got nothing against him though. I mean, he's got his following. I respect that. He's been in the game for a while. I respect that. So generally, like I said, I've got nothing against the dude. It's just all I'll say is it's not for me. Just like a lot of what I do is not for people. It is what it is. You can say he sucks. It's okay. If I thought he sucked, I would say so. There are some YouTubers on this platform that I do think suck absolute dick. Clown Show went off on you, Frankie. Couldn't give a fuck, mate. Somebody mentioned that in my last stream as well. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna go off on him. He doesn't know who the fuck I am. I don't really know who the fuck he is. And at the end of the day, YouTube beef is fucking childish. Like, I'm not down for it at all. So he can say what he wants about me. I've heard a lot worse, believe me. So fair play to him. Giuliano told Clown you called him an incel. I didn't call him an incel. What I said a minute ago is basically the only thing I've said about Clown Show, pretty much. And that's because the only two times I've ever been in his lives, they've been quite toxic. However, that's probably not fair. It's probably not fair. What I see is a lot of raging and a lot of crashing out. That's what I see. And I've been in two of his streams for a considerable amount of time. I was in one when JVD was on, and one where he was just going off on some dude in his chat for 30 minutes saying that they should meet up and fight. And it's just like, what are you talking about, mate? Clown Show threatens to quit every. That's what I'm saying. I see a lot of raging, but again, I got nothing. I don't know. I don't know the fucker. I got no clue. Like, you know, it's just from what I've seen, it's not for me. But maybe I should have given him more of a chance. I would say at the very least he's polarizing. That's what I would say about Clown Show. And like I said, whatever he said about me, I don't give a fuck. It's water off a duck's back. Lost Souls is garbage. Lost Soul. The thing is with Lost Soul, he's definitely got learning difficulties. I'll put it that way. Just because you've got learning difficulties doesn't mean you can just get away with being a bit of a cunt. And he is a bit of a cunt as well. I've seen him go off on his chat as well for like really dumb reasons. Unless he gets donos. I mean, the thing is, if what you're doing is on YouTube full time is to make money, it must be frustrating. Fortunately, I'm not in that position. I need to try and get tickets to see United lose in person and say goodbye to that glorious stadium. They should just nuke that thing. You can't be the biggest club in the world and have a rat infested, like rains, like just leaking rain soaked pig den, basically, which is what Old Trafford has become. It looks dog shit. I've been to Old Trafford twice. It's awful. They've really neglected that. And the new stadium, mate, that they're planning on building looks like a circus tent. It's embarrassing. That club cannot do anything right at the moment. Do you think Giuliano would be a good looking if he was female? Never really thought about it, to be honest, XO. Never really thought about it. I don't know. I don't really. My mate isn't really my mate. Sorry, Paradox. How you doing, bro? I saw your message earlier. I've just been my brain is all over the place. Shout out to Parafrog the Ninja. How you doing, bro? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I hope life's treating you well, man. I hope we can convince you to come along for this because we're doing a UK International Fight Week streamers thing. It would be great if you could make it. We would love to have you there. I'm sure we could work out the logistics of the going on camera thing as well. I lose all respect for people in streams as soon as they mention how tough they are telling people to pull up and fight. That's the issue that I've got. I don't do that in my streams ever because it's fucking retarded. It's retarded. You're not going to fight anyone. And the thing is that if you're talking like that and you're not going on camera, it's pathetic. I sound like I'm really going at him now. I just find it a bit cringy. It's like, you're not going to fight anyone. Stop trying to act the big nuts behind the keyboard. That's all I'm saying, especially when you're not going on the mic as well. Maybe he is a tough nut. I don't know, but talking about it definitely doesn't make you seem like that. Mold Trafford, exactly. It's a dirt hole. It is an awful stadium. Just absolute dog shit. I used to really, really hate Man United, but they're so pathetic now that I don't even have hatred for them anymore. They don't even bother me. So far on the guest list, it's going to be Musical, Brutally, and myself. We're hoping to get Bodak along as well. You've got to jump on that as well, man. It will be awesome. And Chris Gray's coming over as well. And hopefully he'll have his channel up and running as well. All the boys. Oi, oi. How you doing, Holland Dan Sock? What's good, man? But yeah, I think that would be amazing. We're planning on like renting out a house and just doing streaming for 3 days solid during International Fight Week and just getting up to some shenanigans with the boys. Yeah, I don't think Clown is actually a fighter. People close to him have said he's like 5'3" and pudgy. I mean, it's hard to know what the truth is, isn't it? It's hard to know what the truth is. But like I said, man, I don't give a fuck. Have you ever seen that model named Argenti? Francesca Argenti, hang on. Francesca, I probably have. Mm. If this is the same woman, then I'm assuming not. Maybe I've spelt something wrong. Francesca. He said he was 23-0 in street fights. I've had quite a few street fights, but I'll tell you, that O went a long time ago. Do you soccer queens actually go beat each other up before the games, or is that cap? There are firms that live for that. They basically arrange meetups and they kick the absolute fucking shit out of each other. So it's a firm thing. It's usually between rivals of certain teams. But unless you're Millwall and you just want to fight everyone. I think her full name is Francesca Giuliano. I can't believe you got me to type that into my search bar, you sneaky little weasel. I thought he had more than 23. Seems like light work. I think that was the quote I heard, 23-0 in street fights. But again, it's kind of a mad thing to say because it's like, who are you fighting? You could be going around beating up little kids. I mean, who knows? We get it. You want to toss Giuliano's salad. It's nice that Giuliano deserves fans. He's a good lad. And he's I mean, the amount of live streaming that guy does, he deserves every second of success he gets. I guess I'm sucking him off as well now too. Go fight Zlatan Ibrahimovic or whatever the fuck that Zlatan Ibrahimovic would have done. Correct, like you guys know this, yeah. Anyone who's a football fan, Zlatan Ibrahimovic would have fucking mogged in the UFC. He's like 6'3". He's legit fucking scary. That guy. He's a trained martial artist as well. He would have done amazing in the UFC if he'd taken serious. And I'll tell you what, he would have been an even bigger superstar than he is in soccer. If you see the way that Ibrahimovic talks, this guy is funny as fuck. He's one of the funniest sports personalities of all time. Old Zlatan. What a legend he was. And he's still doing it to this day. I mean, he did a live stream with that annoying. Well, I don't really find him that annoying. You know that iShowSpeed guy. He did like a live stream where they were out in public together, and that I show speed guy is massive. Zlatan got way more love than he did outside. It was crazy. It gets more heated in footy rivalries when it's county versus county. That's exactly what it is. But it's kind of an unspoken thing. They meet up, they have a scrap, and then they go their separate ways. It's not like people are killing each other. They just have a bit of a ruck. But back in the day, there used to be genuine hatred. It was fucked up. Dude, Zlatan is insane power crazy. He shouldn't have been a soccer mate. He's a narcissist and ego. He's lucky that he played football. Because he would have been like a fucking serial killer or something. You know, he's got that vibe about him. He gives me the like Bateman vibe, you know, the one from American Psycho. Ibrahimovic would have been a prolific serial killer. Genuinely. If he didn't have something to focus on, he would have killed people. I'm sure of that. Mountain Man, how you doing, bro? Fought on the allegations of you being a self-hating cuck that celebrates white replacement. I mean, part of that, I guess, could be seen as true. I'm definitely not a cuck. I definitely wouldn't take that one on board. But there's a lot of stuff about me that's, I mean, I'm an open book, mate. I don't give a fuck. That's the best thing about me. I'm unrattleable because I legit could not give a fuck about what anyone thinks of me. I really don't. Ice Show's nose is huge. His nostrils are way too big. Yeah, but I tell you what, yeah, I'm not into Ice Show Speed, but I get it. I get it. The dude's quite funny. He's not really my cup of tea, but I get why he's popular. As popular as he is, maybe not, but I don't watch a lot of his stuff, so I don't know. Frankie, what is your height? I am 5'8". If I'd been 6 foot plus with this face, it would have been unfair. You feel me, boys? It would have been over for all your bitches. Like God couldn't give me everything. He couldn't give me a quick-witted, incredible brain, charming personality, this face, and make me 6 foot. It would have been unfair. So I just got all those things and the massive schlong, but no height, I'm afraid. Very average in that department. Yeah, Zlatan reminds me of me without the height and the slick footy techers. If you don't know who Zlatan Ibrahimovic is, look this guy up. He's fucking hilarious. Legit one of the funniest personalities. Just type in Zlatan Ibrahimovic funny moments on YouTube. You will not be disappointed. The dude is legit funny. Come on, 5'10" in Jordans, yeah, blood clot. I mean, yeah, I don't like that uncomfortable thing of taking things, like, and then you drop down. It's just embarrassing. Read Mountain Man. I did read Mountain Man, didn't I? Oh, yeah, I read it. I read it out. Women only require like an inch to come, so whatever. Exactly. And also, hole in Dan's sock. It's not our fucking problem, is it? It's just not. It's like what Bernie Mac said. I've said this a few times. I'm going to get mine. You better make sure you get yours. That's on you. It's not on me. Frankie, do you think Fahrenheit 451 is coming or something? Holy Books just noticed that. What do you mean by Fahrenheit 451? You're going to have to give me a little bit more information than that. Do you mean another mass tragedy? You and Doug are the same height. Is 5'8" the best base for MMA YouTube? I don't know if I'd go that far. Because, I mean, Brutali's 5'8", Musical's 5'10". Jax is my height as well. So maybe it is. But then crossover's like 6'4". Bodak, how tall is Bodak? It's not your problem. They're easy to please. That's the thing. Come easier. Don't be if you can't come, that's your problem. That's your fault. You're gonna get 3 minutes. Best of luck. Have you never read Fahrenheit 451? I have not. Fahrenheit. I'm sticking this on the list, sir. Ray Bradbury. How have I not read this? Mate, I'm sticking it on the list. Ban Nacho, he's gay. How you doing, Dougie's Corner? What's good, my guy? I guess you're having a spot of breakfast now, you lucky cunt. I hope you're well, guy. I love having Nacho in here. Nacho adds another... I was always jealous of you having Nacho in your streams. I was like, why can't I have Nacho in my streams? In fact, it's getting to the point where I might have to mod the cunt just to make you extra jealous. So many people with Dutch genes in my town. I've seen lots that are 6'4". Seen some that are 6'6", 6'7". I don't want to hear about the world imploding again. Yeah, I'm done, man. We've gone through the whole COVID thing. We've seen things hit planes and whatnot. Let's take a couple decades off. But mind you, the way that Trump is yapping at the moment, as amusing as I find him, we could be in some trouble down the line. And especially with the dickhead fucking that we've got in charge of the UK backing Ukraine to the hilt. I don't want to fuck with Russia. Those people are insane. And they've genuinely got the nuclear capability to wipe us all off the fucking earth. And I with Vladimir Putin, the problem with him is as soon as he's about to expire, he's going to press every fucking button he can get his hands on. The egotistical cunt. I'm 6'7". Torren, you're 0.25 inches taller than me. I'll believe it when I see it, boys. I'll believe it when I see it. Man United have won 4-1. Jesus Christ. 3 penalties. Oh, no, just a hat trick from Fernandez. Fucking hell. See my last message, you wanker. Jeez, mate. Frankie, not sure if you talked about it already, but what's your thoughts on BJ Penn and his clone mum? BJ Penn, unfortunately, has had his brain battered in one too many times, and he's obviously when they study his brain, it's going to be a very similar thing to what happened to that cunt who had the Chris Benoit. It's going to be that they need to put this guy on a serious watch list because he's clearly got severe brain damage. Seriously, and it makes sense because he's not just been battered in the cage. He's in Hawaii. They get in little scraps all the time. He's definitely got brain damage. Unless they did clone his mother, and he's the only one who knows the truth. Chris, you nearly brought a tear to my eyes. So are you, my brother. No, I'm actually 5'10", average height. 5'10", I would say, is slightly above average. I would say. BJ is smoking the ice and has CT. I feel sorry for him. I was never really the biggest BJ Penn fan because I kind of jumped on the bandwagon a little bit late. Like I kind of, I turned up to loving MMA slightly after he was in his pomp. But so I don't really give a fuck about him, to be honest. But what's happening to him is fucking sad. You don't really want to see anybody go down like that. He's definitely got brain damage. Frankie actually DM'd me some nudes to sway me to come over to his stream. Needless to say, it worked. I'll do anything for subs, mate. Anything at all. I mean, I've sent many a dick pic in the past. Might as well use it to get subs. You didn't specify that it was a dick. Let me just Can we cut that? Cut that. When BJ mentioned his mum's ass and legs was fucking wild. I haven't actually seen the clip, I've only read an article about it. BJ versus Sean Shirk was Sean Shirk was absolutely monstrous, mate. That era of welterweight and middleweight was insanity. Genuinely better than it is now, I would argue. That's why I have GSP so high up the GOAT list, because the competition he had to deal with was wild. Anyone remember pro wrestling star Chris the Murderer Benoit? Yeah, that was unfortunate. Do you know what really killed it for me, Torrent? It was the killing the kid. It was the killing the kid part that was just a step over the line too far for me. I mean, women, I don't mean to sound like a cunt, yeah, but I get how men sometimes, their wives. I get it. Bitches be talking, but killing a kid is next level disgusting. Next level evil. Yeah, Guru said it right. How he needs to have ex-fighters, especially friends, to get in contact with him for some light grappling. I reckon so as well. He needs something to keep active. And just talk to him. You're right. Put an arm over his shoulder and just say, listen, BJ, cut it out. All right. It's over. Chill for a bit. But I imagine he's burned through a lot of his money as well, because he looks like a raging alcoholic and a bit of a dumbass. So I doubt his savings have taken him very far. He said right away, this isn't my mother. Look at her ass and legs. That's a very, very Hawaiian thing to say. Would you ever go out for fish and chips with Chris Gray? Hell yeah. I wanted to be doing a lot more with Chris Gray. That sounded zesty. Let me take that back. I'm going to help Chris Gray go on the prowl, is what we like to call it in older generational circles. I'm going to be Chris Gray's ultimate wingman. Benoit has been dead for almost 18. That is fucking... When you put it into perspective like that, that is mad, I do disagree with them wiping the history of him from the entire sport. I think that's fucked up, because the things he achieved, you have to separate the art from the act. Do you know what I'm saying? All right, yeah, he murdered his whole family, but they don't know what went down. He could have had serious brain damage or whatever. There could have been something very psychologically wrong there. To wipe the guy completely from the record books and act like he never existed is fucked up, especially when you got Vince McMahon, who's been diddling for years. So it's fucked up. I used to work with a lady whose husband did the Chris Benoit shot her She was paralyzed, played dead. What? I work with a lady whose husband did the Chris Benoit. Shot her, she was paralyzed, played dead. I mean, it happens, you know. Women sometimes, I'm not justifying it, but women sometimes, they know how to make you crazy, man. I know my mom's ass boys, and that isn't it. She's a clone for sure. I mean, that's a fucking that goes down in the annals of amazing quotes. Amazing retarded quotes. Don't be gay like the stream. Douglas, how you doing, bro? I saw a big part of your stream with very fucking entertaining, my friend. I'm assuming it's the same person. I think you were on No Chill stream, if I'm not mistaken. Hilarious shit, my friend. Rapper Tupac died in 1996. It will be 29 years since. Mate, you know what's weird, yeah? When you put historical events like that into context, it makes you realize how short life is and how quickly we're all headed into a grave. Value every day, honestly, because I always find that it's like when you're like, oh, Jurassic Park came out in 1993, like what? Stuff like that. It just puts things into perspective. I remember trotting off to the movie like as a young lad and watching that shit, and it felt like it was yesterday. Yeah, before it gets out of hand like Chris Benoit and Off's mum or others, because he's already talked about threatening to hurt her. Christian Chips is going to be my new food channel name, making it tomorrow. That is a cold ass name, mate. That's crazy, Torrent. All Eyes on Me was my first tape I ever owned. I was a big fan of that fucking album. I never thought Tupac was the greatest rapper, but he made some of the best music, which I know doesn't make sense, but guys who know. He just made shit that you could pop to. That's how it do. Are you considering making Anakin MMA a mod? Anakin MMA, are you asking to be a mod? 'Cause you've been around for a hot minute. I might have to consider it. You're right. I'm usually not in charge of making the mods anyway, but you definitely are in contention because you've been around for a bit. Glad I could flip the script. It was a fun one to watch. Do you do any mentoring for kids at your work, Frankie? I feel like you'd be a good voice in the ear for people needing motivation. I do. I currently work in a university where there are really fucked up young people, and I feel like I've taken to it like a duck to water. I'll be honest. I'm quite chill. I'm quite a chill person. I don't get mad when people call me a cunt or try to hit me or do whatever. I'm very relaxed. I'm a very relaxed human. So let's go. Chris Food Channel time finally. But I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Nacho. That's honestly a relieving thing to hear. Tupac is better than Biggie. I'm gonna be real. It's a difficult one for me because I think Biggie was more naturally talented, but I actually think Tupac made better music. And also, he also produced a lot more music to refer to. Biggie's talent was unbelievably it was one of a kind. But I have himself and people like Big L, who are like naturally the most talented rappers we've ever seen. But just we didn't get enough from them, which is the biggest tragedy, all because of stupid bollocks. It's actually a shame. But that's what happens when you talk too much shit and don't think of the consequences. Then Dana White wonders why fighters complain about pay. Well, you did take their only way of making money away from them with Dana White is a scumbag. We know that. It's all designed. New York invented rap and culture. Stop. My opinion on it is very I don't know. I listened to a lot of rap in the 90s. Hot take, Biggie and Pac were trash. Each to their own. I'm not gonna hate on anyone who has that opinion. It's not for everyone. Biggie was better lyrically. Tupac made better banger songs. I think that's fair. I think Biggie just had a better flow and had better natural talent as well. Biggie was a generational talent. Tupac was a good songmaker, or songwriter, or whatever. He was good at making bangers, and he was good at creating hype. Maybe too much hype. Chris and Chips is world class, bro. Look how LA literally left wing stronghold. I've just realized before we leave this too late, I am gonna be back tomorrow, boys. So I'm sorry for the early exit, but what we're gonna do now is because Bodak has his live stream about to pop, and it is a quiz, we need to get over to our boy. Right. Send everyone who's here already here over. I think some of you are in there already now. Get your asses over to Bodak and, because I don't wanna leave, because 'cause you've only got a limited amount of time to join the quiz, and I want as many people to support my boy over there. So shout out to the Bodak show. I'm gonna head off to bed early tonight because 'cause I've got one more day at work, but I will be back tomorrow night, and I'm gonna do quite a long one. So I'll be on for like 3.5 hours, and we can get into this whole Gaethje bollocks and all the rest of it. Um, but shout out to all of you for coming in. Like I said, guys, I cannot tell you how grateful I am for the fact that, you guys turn up to hear me waffle when I do. So, shout out to everyone in the chat. And yeah, if you could support Bodak, I'd be, um, I'd be very, very grateful. Like I said, I wanna see that guy go to the moon. Um, I'll catch you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And, remember, you can always shout me out. You can always shout on Twitter. It's @Adam MMA Math. Get over there, and I'll always get back to you. Shout out to the boys. I'll see you all in a bit. Take it easy, dude. And let me type it in the chat one more time just to make sure. Take it easy, guys.